Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. I'm realizing, I was just checking between episodes, the Unstable Raj event. These are mostly going up, or at least the Bengal presidency is going up in stability. The Bombay presidency is very solid in stability. We're already at maximum. The Madras presidency is a little low, and it's not going up. I think my suspicion is that if we get the mutiny event but we're at 100%, we might actually not get the mutiny event at all. That this might just sort itself out. And that seems a lot more achievable than going for high standard of living. So I think we're going to leave things where they are for now. I can't leave taxes too high for too long. But once we get to a solved bureaucracy, we might be able to push through to fix things up. And that'll be really nice. So I'm hoping to do that. I'm tempted to reduce the size of our armies even further, and I think I'm going to. Hey, we're in voting. Excellent. Now that's excellent luck. That's very uncharacteristic of me to have luck that good. I'm going to drop this last government building to the bottom, save myself a little time there. Gosh, I really don't want to be continuing to build all this stuff. Burma, stop it! Get down in Liberty Desire. Get down, Mr. President, in Liberty Desire. Colonization of Arakan completed. Alright, wonderful. So we're still working on these other areas, Kasi and Naga, and then Kuki and Tipperary. Raising concerns. Tipperary. The Zamindars have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the East India Company. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of the British East India Company with a dense and vicious poison. If we say this needs to be addressed, that makes the East India Company less happy, but the Zamindars happier. You need to accept we cannot always please everyone. I'm going to go with the first one. I think keeping the Zamindars happy is of critical importance right now. I sure have got a lot of movements, but none of them seem to be doing much, so feeling pretty pleased about that. Hey, there's central banking. And that has actually meaningfully affected our finances by increasing our minting, because minting is based on GDP size, and our GDP is huge. We're the number 2 GDP in the entire world except for China. And that's pretty impressive overall, I would say. Didn't increase as much as I was hoping it would. Maybe we'll go ahead and throw this back in at the top. Just trying to get... This hurts, though. That is a lot of interest right there. And it's a lot of... Britain, reduce my payments, you fool. Might have been a mistake to commit to building all these universities, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Once we get them built, we'll be doing a lot better. And anyway, we'll have more. Law debate failed. Gosh darn it. We're almost done with working against the system, so we'll have a little bit more. We'll have a little bit more bureaucratic capacity after that. In fact, I think I'm just going to let that last 50 go, because we're going to get a little back. Legislative failures event, so this happens every time you get to 0% success chance. Despite many efforts on the part of the government to successfully revive per capita taxation from its present imbroglio, the law has come to be regarded as nothing but an inevitable failure. That bill? Please don't talk to me about it. I would say it's better to just pretend it never happened, don't you agree? Certainly, but that won't stop that fool from asking about it every day. We must sponsor a complete rewrite of the bill, so this clears all of the modifications so far and brings us back up to 9%. This isn't too bad. Another inefficient agriculture event. So we've seen this one before, this time in British India's Punjab Hills. The East Indian Company have started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in British East India Punjab Hills, stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and sorry. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and callous hands, too exhausted from manual labor to perform at a decent level, too poor to be able to use more advanced tools that would make them more profitable. This industry is just a useless investment. We should follow their advice. Increase migration attraction, upper star and popsicle more ethical, or they serve our purposes. East India Company a little salty. I'm gonna go with the first one. I don't want them to fall below 8 because that'll increase enactment time, and I don't love that. We're at a kind of a delicate point here. We need to make sure we don't get 2 more setbacks. If I can get a really good debate event going, I should be able to make this happen. And I got a 73% chance of a debate event, so if all I need to do is sacrifice a little something to make that happen, I might just do it. So, I think... Well, the ports are nearly built. I think I'll just build them. Actually, no. Let's knock them off and build the universities. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Bombay ones at the top, above the ones in West Bengal. And I'll put the West Bengal Railway up there. And that way these will just get built reasonably fast, and I'll have an understanding if I'm within spitting distance of getting them done by the time I, there. Hey, law debate success. Wonderful. Alright, we're getting higher in stability. If I could afford to drop taxes, the Madras presidency would be even more stable. I'm hoping it will be. But again, I can't afford to drop taxes because of all the frickin' interest on my frickin' loans. And the frickin' British dictate is making me feel big mad about that whole situation. Harvest condition. Heat wave, but it's only in Guatemala. Well, that's good. Feeling pretty good about that. Pretty solid. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be able to build these universities. I'm so good at universities. I'm an educating fool. Pegu's doing real bad, y'all. Starling's better there than ever. Hey, colonization of Mandalay is complete. Excellent. So are we good to go? Yes, it's just this remaining area. So where does that put us in terms of the League of Preferential States formed by the USA? So where does that put us in terms of consolidating colonial rule? We have 50% of the states we need. And the number of states is 11. So I have no idea what that means. So let me see. This consists of this entire area. Yes. All right. So once this completes, we should be doing better. We still need to get some territory from the Khalsa Raj. We've got a truce with them for another 18 months. Jammu is nearly free, and once they get free, we'll just gobble them up. And that'll be nice. So the question is, do we go after Kalat right now? Hey, money's doing better. Law debate success. Wonderful. We're 29%. And this is going to help with our overall situation. And more importantly, it's going to allow us to continue to grow. Oh, see, I don't want to be waging wars too aggressively because obviously that costs a pile of cash. And I don't love spending a pile of cash on wars. I can't let my taxes get too high because that'll make... But I'll have plenty of time to get back... to get my finances back in order. There's gold in Western Australia. That's nice. That's lovely. Anyway, if I go after Kalat now, 7 infamy. Would anyone step in? Kandahar would step in. If Kandahar steps in, I can steal... This is Kabul. If I grab Quetta from Kabul, would anyone step in? Bukhara would step in. Russia might, though. On the other hand, they might accept. Kalat has Macron as a tributary. But this is Baluchistan. I need to take both. Okay, here we go. No, if Kandahar steps in, I can grab Kandahari Baluchistan from Kalat, but or from Kandahar. So let me see. What that means is I should wait a little longer because I don't want to make my infamy too high. Ooh, militarized industry. That's actually really good in the long term because there's a thing in there that reduces war materials cost. I think. Well, we may end up cutting it close with this higher education thing. Come on, give me per capita taxation. I need it. I need it desperately. How much longer do I have this reduced, this tax cut? Oh, only 6 months more. Oh, debate failed. Stop it. Stop it. Why is there gold everywhere but here? The British market's chock full of gold. Does excess stability overflow into the Madras presidency? I wish it would. Like Resistance in Hearts of Iron 4. That said, the bureaucracy situation's doing better. Cross-border investments. British East India Company... The British Indian East India Company are interested in making investments in the neighboring Cochinese industries. He stood up and put his hat on and headed towards the door. At first he seemed he would leave without a word, but then he turned around and spoke in barely suppressed anger. Being accused of lacking patriotism for when I make my money isn't just an insult. It betrays a complete lack of understanding of how money is made. Do you think I made what I already have by thinking provincially? An excellent investment. Improves relations with them. They can increase manufacturing tax income. Or strong-arm them into investing domestically. 10%. That manufacturing tax income is really tempting. But I gotta keep that bureaucracy bonus. So, we'll improve relations with them and we won't look back. Oh, we got a new leader of the Bajralaks. This guy is Muhammad Hamid Arif. He is a protectionist. Cause without a rebel. Although Conrad Lennart is still fighting for his cause, no one is following him anymore. Despondent Lennart has started remarking that he may give up on his activism altogether. What's the point? Speakers, when we have any, speak to empty halls and at empty chairs. There's no crowds, no banners. If anyone pays attention at all, they never understand what we're preaching. What reason is there to stay here? We're all stuck doing nothing. Perhaps you can find greener pastures elsewhere? Or, no time for timidity, the movement needs drastic changes. So how do I tell what movement you're part of? You're part of the modernization movement, which is here. You're of the modernizer core ideology. You like protectionism, you like compulsory primary schooling, you like interventionist economy. You know, I don't necessarily need a stronger modernizer movement right now. So perhaps you can find greener pastures elsewhere. All right, let's get ourselves a little war going. So if we go after Kalat, if we fight Kalat, 12 battalions. Kandahar's got 18. Macron's got 4. I should still be able to do this with a fairly small army. I'll probably use the Madras army. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab Kalat Baluchistan. There's that. So now, could I get Britain in here only with something that I would prefer not to give them? But we'll see what happens. Artistic inspiration. Enthralled by the beautiful romanticist artwork produced by the Dutch East Indies, the civil servants have begun lobbying in favor of closer ties with the Dutch East Indies. Dutch East Indies Impressionism. The words now seem to fit together as seamlessly as French wine or Chinese silk, acquiring a meaning greater than the sum of their parts. You could spend all day He could spend the rest of his life in this gallery, import enough masterworks to coat every wall in his home, and yet remain just as enraptured as he was when he first laid eyes on it. Each painting was a window into a culture he could spend a lifetime attempting to comprehend. Each brush stroke driven by a vigor which had grown from a foreign seed. How much could he understand about Dutch East Indies through these, if he had merely the time and ability? What culture? A new pro-country lobby is created targeting the Dutch East Indies. Or what culture? Weaker civil servants. What culture? That's fine. That's just fine with me. I have 2 countries I could sway? Could potentially bring Khalsa Raj in, but I'm not gonna. They've still only got 12 battalions. I know the Bombay army is a little low on strength, but I think they might actually be the ones for this. Shouldn't have mobilized them that fast, but it is what it is. So, if I get Baluchistan, I can grab Makran and Kandahar relatively soon. Alright, that's a very good force comparison. I'm feeling very confident about this. Universities are still getting built. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to make this, we're definitely going to make that. Oh, come on! Stupid per capita taxation. We had 8%, then 18%, then 28%, then 18%, and now we're back down to 8%. Alright, Sind is neutral. Golden Guyana, I don't need to worry about that. No one else is going to get involved, so that should be just fine. So Makran will become free by dint of their overlord ceasing to exist, and that'll be just fine with me. After that, I'll grab them as well. But sadly, I think I need to raise taxes even more. Actually, let me reduce government wages. It's going to make a couple of my interest groups pretty salty, but that's actually a more efficient way to do this. Alright. You're on attack, right? Yes, you are. Alright, beautiful. We do have a battle popping off, and I am winning it. All of our supply lines are Robert Borked, but we'll for sure get where we're going eventually. Supplies or no. Paper's expensive. Iron is extremely expensive. That's a shame. 1 year, 10 months. I think I'm going to make this happen. If all else fails, we'll put the railways further down. And we'll live with market access here being a little rough. Ooh, Sikkim is improving relations. That'll definitely stop me from devouring the country. Law debate success. Wonderful. Up to 18%. So we've got 52% of the country occupied. Got another battle kicking off here. Beautiful. That is a success. We're up to 78%. Can we get all the way there? That's actually helped. Oh, never mind. I was like, that's actually helped our finances a lot, and then it hadn't. It was just a trick of the light. Beautiful. I think I'm going to immediately go after Makran. Reduce autonomy. Have I become Makran's overlord? I have. Alright, excellent. They're isolated from the British market. They won't be soon. They won't be soon, right? You're adjacent to me. You shouldn't be isolated. There's sufficient infrastructure in Baluchistan. Makran, you shouldn't, there we go. Perfect. It just took them some time to figure it out. Now, if we go after Kandahar, 2.7 infamy, nobody's going to step in except for potentially Makran. I don't want to force a diplomatic play here because I'd honestly rather just take the state without a fight. They will fight about it. I'm going to reduce the size of this additional army. This time I'm going to wait a little bit before mobilizing the Bombay army. Let me see, if I throw in... Ooh, actually, let me throw in Quetta. And add that to primary. Because I do need Quetta for this situation here. I don't need northern Baluchistan, do I? I don't think I do. That's good. Because northern Baluchistan has a lot of territory to take. Yes, and then I can take Quetta from Kabul, and that will get me where I want to be with that. Where are we in the episode? We got about 10 minutes left. Let me see. Khalsa Raj, we've still got a truce with them, but that's only for another 5 months. So I can take another round at the Khalsa Raj before too long here. All right, that should be. That's enough time waiting. Come on, give me per capita taxation. Public address goes awry. Another stall event. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of per capita taxation by Robert Grant has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the East India Company. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Robert Grant's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of per capita taxation, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the East India Company itself. It's the fault of this poorly thought out proposal, minus 15% enactment chance. Robert Grant must take the blame for this setback, reduced popularity, weaker East India Company. Or scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite, 10% enactment chance, reduced enactment time, 1 setback. I'm going to go with the middle one. Going down an enactment chance by 10 is not the end of the world, as you have seen. Nor is going up the panacea that one might prefer it to be. So, I'm just trying to grab these 2 chunks of the country. And if I can make that happen, which I feel confident in my ability to do given this force comparison, I'll be just so very tickled. And I think that might be the end of what I need for colonial rule. Golden Guyana. And then I need a no secession movement with more than 30% progress for 150 months, which is 10 years. I'm coming up on that right now, so I'm not too worried about that. So I might be able to get consolidate colonial rule within good order here. Very good. Loving how fast that battle's going. Causing a little bit of devastation here, but not too much. I've got almost the whole of the state, or rather, I've got about half the state, which puts me at about halfway there. The play for power. Saifuddaulah Tajuddin, leader of the Hindu priesthood, has made a remarkable play for power in the capital in order to secure a spot for the Hindu priesthood within the government. However, it's not entirely clear if they should be rewarded for their novel tactics. There's only one light in the street that leads to the Hindu priesthood's headquarters. There's also only one light on inside. There, Saifuddaulah Tajuddin relaxes among the sumptuous mahogany furniture and velvet cushions. The lamp is identical to those that have been sent from the east. The ends justify the means, and our means are very, very justified. It's difficult not to believe him when he offers an inviting seat by his side. Saifuddaulah Tajuddin should be recognized for this, stronger Hindu priesthood, or not all is fair in love and war, weaker and angrier Hindu priesthood. I don't need that divine right. Not all is fair in love and war. And then East India Company petition government. Representing its constituents in the East India Company, Robert Grant has issued a formal petition to the British Indian government to pass national supremacy. One last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet with them about new legislation. Well, is that it? Goodness, you've seen a ghost. I'm sure I can spare the last hours of the light for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. They weren't taking no for an answer. So, they want national supremacy, and all I can give them as a substitute is racial segregation. Racial segregation is better than national supremacy. Let's take a quick look at stuff. So, basically, number of pops and cultural erasure is pretty small. So, but most of us are in, most of the country is in open prejudice. This is Hindustani pops. Slaves, laborers. What's that gonna change? Why are some of these peasants... Versus here. Bihari, South Asian heritage, Indo-Aryan language versus Bengali, South Asian heritage, Indo-Aryan language, Sunni. Okay, here we go. Living in homeland. Interesting. Okay. That's the difference. We've got a bunch of pops living in their homelands. I didn't realize living in homeland had an impact on this. So these folks are... yeah. Okay, so if we... So going from cultural exclusion to racial segregation will reduce base acceptance from 20 to 10. And that means that a lot of these pops are going to go into cultural erasure. If we do this, we'll get reduced legitimacy. If we do it multiple times, we'll get reduced legitimacy more. I'm going to do this last one, though. I can't... They must understand the present situation is not allowed for this. I can't be reducing the... I'm doing everything y'all want on the other stuff. I can't be messing about with the citizenship right now. Alright. The other battle's happening here in Kandahar, Baluchistan. Please don't make me conquer the entire country, Kandahar. I really don't wish to conquer the entire country. All I need is this area. Militarized industry 2. So that's reduced military goods cost, which is nice. Alright, there we go. So, now I'm holding both parts of the territory that I need. You're still going to make me fight for the rest of the country, huh? Well, that is what it is. I'll just have to take over the whole country, and that will be that. Although, actually, now they're losing more support at a pretty good clip now. Nope, it's only 3 per week. My bad. I don't know why I thought it was going fast when it wasn't going fast. But it is what it is. We'll get there. We'll definitely be able to accomplish what we wish to accomplish. Alright, and we're nearly done with our... What debate failed? Gosh darn it. We're back where we started. So we're going to get one more setback event, and that'll put us back at 9%. We'll sponsor a complete rewrite of the bill. Now things are really kind of desperate with per capita taxation. Now we really need to get really solid luck on this. Because if we don't get really solid luck on this, we'll have ourselves just a gigantic hairball. A gigantic hairball of a law passage on our hands. We've almost got Kandahar fully occupied. Another couple of battles and it should be ours. But again, we shouldn't need to get all that way. Although actually, yes, they've got huge occupation now, so... Now we should be able to get everything we desire without a problem. But they're still going to make us go another couple of weeks. So this is interesting. We're in kind of a funny place because on the one hand, we can't really afford to do these long wars, but on the other hand, we are for sure going to win. So, you know, it's kind of a funny, not what you would call a gray area, but it's an interesting dynamic. Ooh, the Bombay presidency is reducing in stability. That's not ideal. All right, give me the states. All right, so that gives us Quetta and the rest of Baluchistan. Now all we need is to get Quetta from Kabul, and let's get started on that. 3.9. I don't think Russia is going to step in. Ooh, Great Britain doesn't want to, though. Ooh. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll just wait. Maybe we'll chill just a bit. Maybe we'll chill. So, Jammu, are you free yet? You're not quite free yet. Conquering Kashmir is going to cost me a lot of infamy. If I go and grab one of these other areas from the Khalsa Raj, that'll be difficult. So what I actually need to do, I think... Is this wise? Maybe I'll grab Pashtunistan and then Protectorate Khalsa Raj. And then Protectorate the country to get... Because if I... Because now I can turn them into a Protectorate. But I need to have a way into Chitral. I think regardless of how I do it, I think getting my my infamy down couldn't be a problem. We're in an unacceptable government now, which is not great. Let me just finish this university, and then I'll stop constructing stuff. The Baluchistan Agency. With our acquisition of Baluchistan, we have established the Baluchistan Agency to coordinate the governance of the region. Proposals have been put forth to return regions of Baluchistan to native rule. A single state would increase our administrative responsibility. Let these small men rule their little pockets. Meanwhile, we can focus on garrisoning our frontier. Ensure no Afghan, Persian, or Russian dreams of approaching us. Give 5 men 5 states to rule, and you create 5 rulers who dream of uniting them all. India already has more princes than all of Europe. Do you truly wish to add to that number? Partition the region with Kalati authority over Makran. Establish a 19-gun salute state of Kalat. The High Commissioner should take full control of the province. Liberty state desire of princely states will increase by 25 and relations will deteriorate by 10. Interesting. I wish this would give me Kalati authority over Makran. Such 19-gun salute state of Kalat. Country is created. But will this do the thing that I need to do? Will it keep me... I'm going to do the middle one, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so Kalat has become its own country, and they're our subject. They're our puppet. Alright, so we've retained control of what we need to retain control of. So now, if we grab Quetta... Russia's still uncomfortably close here. I don't fancy my luck at this stage of the game. Let's go ahead and increase relations with them a little more. And see if we can't get where we want to get. 3 more weeks of building stuff, then I can pause. But unfortunately after that, I'm just going to need to find some ways to cut expenses, because I'm going to need to increase taxes. That's kind of the end of the question. So that's British dictate completed. Now I'm going to pause government construction. Alright, no special event for that, but that does make things easier to deal with. Burma, are you down in Liberty Desire? Not quite yet. What about you, Sindh? You're getting there. Macron, I'm already improving relations. Alright, so money balance is okay. If I can get per capita taxation... Come on, 8%. How bad could it be? Come on, give me some luck here. Debate success, that's good. So I think, unfortunately, I am going to have to enact another consumption tax. It's going to be fruit. I'm going to put one in for fruit and one in for coffee. It's going to get me a little more cash, and then finally, I think I'm going to have to increase taxes to high. Because I got to get out of debt. That's ultimately the end of things. Can I nationalize buildings? Have I got any buildings I can nationalize? Privatize? Yeah, I'm gonna do a privatization blitz and see if I can. I'm getting so little from government dividends that it probably isn't gonna matter, but we'll do it. We'll do it nonetheless. Frankly, I don't even know if these buildings are owned by the government. But it's what I've got to do. I wasn't using lathes in some of my... Oh, these are areas that I took over. Well, that makes sense then. Actually, let's go to dye workshops for these textile mills. That'll make them more profitable. Not good. Not good. But I gotta get my situation. I gotta get this sorted out. I really need. I've really got a debt problem, friends. I've got a debt problem, and it's not going away. Of course, that's in turn going to reduce the stability of my presidencies, which of course is not ideal, but it is what it is. I've actually got to end the episode right now because I'm way over time, but it's been a good episode. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.